The people who governed the people. The government of Upper Canada consisted of four parts at the time. There is the governor, who is appointed by the government in England that represents the monarch. He is only responsible to the government of England and the king and queen. Then there is the lieutenant governor, and he then appoints the executive council and the legislative council. Under that is a political barrier which separates the legislative assembly elected by the citizens. The king was William IV at the time from 1830 to 1837. However, under the governor is the lieutenant governor, which is appointed by the governor himself. At the time, all governors are men. The first lieutenant governor under King William IV is Sir John Colborne, and he was appointed by King George IV before the King William IV. And John was in office from 1828 to 1836 before the rebellion. And then Sir Francis Bondhead, which in 1836 to 1838 came from England and was in office during the rebellion. And the lieutenant governor, he was the lieutenant governor that lived in Toronto. He was in control of Upper Canada and was a powerful man that led the army to fight against the reformers and the rebels during the rebellion. Then the lieutenant governor appoints the executive council and the legislative council that hugely influences the colony's policies and gives advice to the lieutenant governor. They also have full veto to turn down any bills that came from the legislative assembly. These are always chosen from the people in the family compact. They are a group of well-connected and wealthy and influential families who are anti-USA and in the Anglican Church of England. They are in the highest social class. These people are rich merchants that have favored canal building in order to improve movement of merchants' goods to make profit for themselves. The family compact are Tories or Royalists that are unwilling to change the policies and how the colony was governed. They dominated the legislative and executive councils at the time. Finally, the group under these family compact guys is elected a legislative assembly. They are elected by citizens of Upper Canada, and many of them are reformers who wanted to make changes to how the colony was governed. They wanted a responsible government. John Strachan was a prominent and powerful member of the family compact that became Anglican Bishop of Toronto. He was a strong supporter of the Anglican Church and the clergy reserves, in which he reserved most of the land in Upper Canada for the Anglican Church. He was also interested in education and founded Upper Canada and University of Toronto. Another influential member of Family Compact was John Beverley Robinson, who became lawyer and Chief Justice of Upper Canada. He was able to exercise lots of power with the councils and the governor. As long as the Family Compact would persuade the governor to listen to their advices, the elected representatives in the legislative assembly would not have a lot of say and influence in the government at the time. And this was what angered the reformers, because they felt that they were ignored by the people who governed them, and this is what triggered the rebellion in Upper Canada.
Clergy reserves are pieces of land reserved for the church. 1/7 of all crown lands are set aside. Reserves were allotted in a way where religions with more of a following would get more land. These lots were allotted in 200-acre lots. Some religions, most prominently the Anglican, was lying about their number of followers so that they could get more land and then sell it for more money. Other groups were trying to get it changed by going to the government, but because their elected officials had no power, this could not be changed. So that helped cause the rebellions in Upper Canada.
The way the people were governed. In Upper Canada, there was a governor who was only responsible to the king, and he led a large ladder of people that governed him. Below him was an executive council that was appointed by the governor for as long as each member was useful, and they gave advice and helped the governor govern the people. And that executive council was controlled by the family compact. The next group in the government was the Legislative Council, or the Upper House, who was appointed by the governor, but these members made and passed the laws for the people in Upper Canada. And these appointments to the Legislative Council were made for life. Finally, the Legislative Assembly, also called the Lower House, elected by the people for up to 40 years, made and passed bills, and mainly helped out govern the people in Upper Canada. And the people who governed everyone were under British influence and tried to govern them with as much British influence and laws and rules as possible.
Rejection of the Seventh Report. Seventh Report was a document created by William Lyon Mackenzie. The report was a list of grievances, issues that the reformers wanted to be resolved to improve Upper Canada. They sent the Seventh Report to the British government to be approved in the hope to improve the conditions in Upper Canada. When the British government finally got the Seventh Report, they rejected it. When the Seventh Report was denied by the British, the reformers were outraged, and so the reformers changed from reformers into rebellions. The rejection of the Seventh Report was the final straw for the 1837 reformers.